A Lamborghini Veneno is racing through space, its blue and red Sonic-themed livery gleaming as it battles alien motherships with something called a Cosmo Matrix. This isn't from a major anime studio. It's the work of one passionate fan creator who's built an entire universe that's captivating audiences online. Today, we're exploring Galaxy Raceways, a fan-made anime that proves independent creators can craft stories just as compelling as the big studios. And we'll uncover how one person turned their love of cars and classic space operas into a phenomenon that's redefining what fan-made content can achieve. Let me bring in someone who's been diving deep into this universe to help us understand what makes it so special.
Galaxy Raceways is absolutely fascinating because it shouldn't work, but it does. You've got this creator, Trek Go Team Dragonbladers, who's taken the DNA of classic anime like Galaxy Railways and Galaxy Express 999, mixed it with real-world car culture, added Sonic the Hedgehog aesthetics, and somehow created this coherent universe where the Hyperspeed Defense Force protects the galaxy using souped-up supercars.
Wait, so we're talking about cars in space? How does that even work as a concept?
Think of it like this. Instead of the space trains from Galaxy Railways, you have these incredible vehicles traversing the cosmos on high-stakes battle missions. The main team, called the Sonic Platoon, pilots this legendary Lamborghini Veneno called LS that's been modified for space combat. It's got this blue, white, and red color scheme with the number 91, and it can deploy something called the Cosmo Matrix as a weapon.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. But what's really impressive is that this is all fan-made, right? How is one person creating something this elaborate?
That's where it gets really interesting from a production standpoint. Go Team Dragonbladers has over 1,800 subscribers and nearly 1,000 videos on YouTube. They're using Gacha Club and Gacha Life for character and scene design, then enhancing everything with AI tools for editing. It's this perfect example of how modern technology is democratizing anime production.
So they're essentially running a one-person animation studio using accessible tools. That's incredible. But let's talk about the actual story. Who are these characters we're following?
The core team is the Sonic Platoon, and it's structured like a classic anime ensemble. You've got Captain Cool Kid X as the charismatic leader, Zion as the ace driver and tactical mind, Laura as the pilot and emotional heart of the team, Devin handling engineering, Adina on communications and scouting, and then there's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn sounds like there's more to that story.
Brooklyn is a medical sexoroid, basically a humanoid robot designed for medical support. But here's what's brilliant about the writing. She gradually develops a sense of self and forms meaningful connections with her human teammates. It's exploring the same questions about AI consciousness and humanity that you see in major productions, but in this fan-made context.
That's actually a really sophisticated theme to tackle. It reminds me of characters like Data from Star Trek or the androids in Blade Runner.
Exactly. And it shows how fan creators aren't just copying existing work, they're engaging with the same philosophical questions. Brooklyn's arc challenges the boundaries between machine and personhood, which echoes similar characters from the Galaxy Railways series that inspired this universe.
Speaking of inspiration, you mentioned Galaxy Railways earlier. How closely does Galaxy Raceways follow that template?
It's fascinating because it takes the structural DNA, but completely transforms the execution. Galaxy Railways, created by Leiji Matsumoto, featured space trains and the Space Defense Force protecting passengers from terrorists and aliens. Galaxy Raceways has the Hyperspeed Defense Force protecting the galaxy, but with cars instead of trains.
So it's like a spiritual successor rather than a direct copy.
Right. And they've got this Supreme Commander, Manda Destiny, who oversees everything, wielding this mysterious orb that can detect vehicles in distress. It's clearly inspired by characters like Layla Destiny Shura from the original series, but it's been adapted to fit this new automotive-focused universe.
Now I have to ask about this Lamborghini Veneno. That's a real car, right? How does that work legally when you're creating fan content?
You're touching on something really important here. The Lamborghini Veneno is absolutely real. It's one of the rarest hypercars ever made, with only 14 produced. Galaxy Raceways operates as a non-commercial fan project, which gives it some protection, but there are definitely intellectual property considerations with using trademarked vehicles and Sonic the Hedgehog imagery.
That's the tightrope that fan creators have to walk. But let's talk about why they chose the Veneno specifically.
It's perfect for what they're trying to achieve. The Veneno has this incredibly aggressive, almost alien design that translates beautifully to a space combat vehicle. Plus, its rarity in the real world makes it feel appropriately legendary for their universe. They've given it this S2 class rating from Forza Horizon 6, AWD, slick tires. They're really nerding out on the automotive details.
And then they've added all these Sonic the Hedgehog elements on top of that?
Yeah, the LS has these stylized lightning bolts and Sonic-themed motifs, plus unique horn sounds. It's this wild fusion that shouldn't work, but somehow creates this distinctive visual identity. They're even showcasing die-cast models from companies like Tomica and Hot Wheels as merchandise tie-ins.
So they're creating a whole ecosystem around this fictional vehicle. That's some serious world building.
And the vehicle isn't just transportation, it's essentially a character. The LS can integrate with the Cosmo Matrix, this powerful energy source and weapon system. There's this climactic battle where they use it to destroy an enemy mothership, but the LS gets critically damaged and crashes. It's this moment of victory and loss that really drives home the emotional stakes.
That sounds like some serious dramatic storytelling. What kind of themes is the series exploring beyond just cool car battles?
The core themes are really sophisticated: sacrifice, duty, the nature of humanity. There's this recurring motif about the costs of heroism. HSF members actually die in battles, and the series doesn't shy away from depicting grief and survivors' guilt. Laura and Zion's relationship becomes central to exploring these emotional consequences.
So it's not just action for action's sake. There are real emotional consequences to the battles.
Exactly. And Brooklyn's arc ties into this beautifully. As she develops consciousness and forms bonds with her teammates, she starts questioning her own purpose and identity. When team members are wounded or killed, her role as a medical sexoroid becomes both crucial and emotionally complex.
It sounds like they're really committed to treating these characters as fully realized people, not just archetypes.
That's what elevates it above typical fan fiction. Each character has specific roles and personality traits. Davon's the engineer, maintaining the vehicles. Adina provides reconnaissance and comic relief. Zion's the calm, tactical mind who executes the Cosmo Matrix deployment. They all contribute meaningfully to both the action and the emotional core.
And this is all happening in a space opera setting with these massive enemy motherships?
The motherships are these colossal vessels bristling with weaponry, capable of deploying swarms of attack craft. The battles are choreographed with this focus on teamwork and strategy rather than just overwhelming firepower. It's very much in the tradition of classic space operas where human ingenuity and cooperation triumph over raw technological superiority.
I'm curious about the production side again. How is Rec Go Team Dragonbladers managing to create all this content consistently?
They've built this whole multimedia presence across YouTube, DeviantArt, and TikTok. Character introductions, vehicle showcases, behind-the-scenes content, they're constantly feeding the community with new material. And they're collaborative, inviting contributions from other fans and creators, which helps expand the universe beyond what one person could create alone.
So it's become this community-driven project rather than just one person's vision.
Right, and that's created this passionate online community. Fan art, discussions, even additional vehicles like Trisha's V White with Panda theming and Kelly's car. The community is actively expanding the roster of allies and adversaries, which keeps the universe feeling alive and growing.
That's really the power of fan-made content, isn't it? It can evolve and respond to its audience in ways that big studio productions can't.
Absolutely. And what's remarkable is how they've maintained narrative coherence while allowing for this community expansion. The series has clear rules about how the Cosmo Matrix works, the hierarchy of the HSF, the capabilities of different vehicles. It's not just chaos, there's real world-building discipline here.
Speaking of world building, how does the visual style work? You mentioned gacha animation. What does that actually look like?
Gacha Club and Gacha Life are these character creation tools that let you design anime-style characters and scenes. What Hack Go Team Dragonbladers has done is use these as a foundation, then enhance everything with AI editing tools. The result is this vibrant, colorful aesthetic that captures the energy of both automotive culture and classic anime.
And they're incorporating real automotive details alongside these fantastical elements?
The attention to detail is incredible. They're not just slapping car shapes into space, they're thinking about aerodynamics, performance specs, even how the vehicles would handle in zero gravity. The LS has reinforced armor, advanced weaponry systems, energy shields. It's grounded in automotive reality, but enhanced for the science fiction setting.
It sounds like they're really respecting both the automotive source material and the anime traditions they're drawing from.
That's exactly right. And the soundtrack, while not officially released, apparently features these energetic electronic beats mixed with orchestral flourishes. It's designed to heighten the drama of key scenes while maintaining that Sonic the Hedgehog energy that runs through the visual design.
So they're thinking about every aspect of the production, not just the visual storytelling.
And what's really impressive is how they've structured the narrative. It's not just episodic adventures, there's this overarching story about the formation of the Sonic platoon, escalating threats from enemy motherships, character development arcs, and this climactic battle with the Cosmo Matrix that has real consequences.
You mentioned consequences. How does the series handle the aftermath of that big battle?
It's handled with real emotional maturity. After the LS crashes and the team is stranded, there's this focus on emotional introspection and reaffirming their bonds. Zion rescues Laura, Brooklyn's medical expertise becomes crucial for treating the wounded, and they have to process both their victory and their losses.
That sounds like they're not afraid to let their characters be vulnerable and deal with trauma.
Exactly. And the series is left open-ended, with the Sonic platoon regrouping and preparing for future challenges. Their resolve is strengthened by what they've endured, but they're also changed by it. It's sophisticated character work that you'd expect from a professional production.
What do you think this says about the current state of fan-made content? Is Galaxy Raceways representative of a broader trend?
I think it represents this democratization of content creation that we're seeing across all media. The tools are becoming more accessible, the distribution platforms are there, and passionate creators like Go Team Dragonbladers are proving that you don't need a major studio to tell compelling stories with sophisticated themes.
And they're not just copying existing work, they're creating something genuinely new by combining different influences.
That's the key insight. Galaxy Raceways takes the space opera structure from Galaxy Railways, the automotive culture from real-world car enthusiasm, the visual energy from Sonic the Hedgehog, and creates this hybrid that feels both familiar and completely original. It's transformative rather than derivative.
And it's building a real community around that original vision.
The community aspect is crucial. When fans are contributing new vehicles and characters, when they're creating fan art and having discussions about the themes, that's when you know you've created something that resonates beyond just entertainment. It's become a shared creative space.
So, when you step back from all this, what's the bigger picture here? What does Galaxy Raceways represent for the future of independent content creation?
I think it proves that passion and creativity can compete with big budgets and established franchises. When you have someone who deeply understands both the technical craft and the emotional core of storytelling, they can create something that connects with audiences just as powerfully as any major studio production.
And the tools are only getting better and more accessible.
Exactly. What Go Team Dragonbladers is doing with gacha animation and AI enhancement today, other creators will be able to do even more easily tomorrow. We're looking at a future where the barrier between fan content and professional content continues to blur.
And that's exciting because it means more diverse voices and perspectives getting to tell their stories.
Right. Galaxy Raceways exists because one person had this specific vision of cars racing through space, exploring themes of sacrifice and humanity, and they had the tools and determination to make it real. That's the kind of creative freedom that can lead to genuinely surprising and innovative storytelling.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Galaxy Raceways shows us that the future of anime isn't just in the hands of major studios, it's being shaped by passionate creators who understand that great storytelling comes from the heart, whether you're working with a massive budget or just Gacha Club and a dream. The next time you see a fan-made project, remember that you might be looking at the next evolution of the medium.